Hello, welcome back to Learn Economia. We are discussing today the part 4 of the Theory of Consumer Behavior chapter, which is the chapter 2 of Introductory Microeconomics, which is a subject matter for class 12. So let's continue with our discussion. We have discussed a lot regarding this chapter. So as you all know, the Theory of Consumer Behavior is a very vast chapter to deal with. So let's proceed with some more discussions. So in the previous class, we have dealt with the concept of indifference curve analysis, and we have seen the uh, different characteristic features of indifference curve analysis. So today we are considering the case of consumer's budget. We have to understand that this is something that deals with the income of the consumer. Okay. And why is income required? We need income source to spend on the two commodities. And in the case of IC, we are considering two commodities, and for the sake of simplicity, here also we are considering only two commodities. But you know that in reality, we would deal with more than two commodities. But just for the sake of simplicity, we consider the case of two commodities. So whatever it may be, whether it is in terms of reality or whether it is in terms of theory, we have to understand that we have only a fixed amount of money. So, or else we can say that our income is limited. Okay. So we have to spend on different commodities this limited income. We have to distribute our income based on our preferences on different commodities. In this theory, we say that we are having two commodities, so that we would be distributing our fixed income on two commodities. And also the prices of the commodities would be given in the market. And the consumer cannot buy any and every combination of the two goods that she may want to consume. So why this is because he has got some constraint. We call it as income constraint. There is something in the name of income constraint. So the consumer cannot do this. Okay. So this is how it goes, and this is how it happens. And we have to consider that the consumption bundles which are available to the consumer would depend upon two factors. And what are these factors? This would depend upon the prices of two commodities. Also, this would depend upon the income of the consumer. The income is limited and the price of the commodities would be changing. But anyway, it would be given in the market. So given the fixed income of a consumer and also the prices of two commodities which he or she would be able to buy or afford to buy, which so this makes the preference pattern of the consumer. Given the fixed income and the prices of the two goods, the consumer can now afford to buy only those commodities, only those combinations of commodities which would be costing the consumer less than or equal to the person's income. Okay, this is very much required. So if you are given your income and the price of the commodities, you can purchase and consume only that particular bundles of commodities which will be costing you less than or equal to your income. That's it. Now, from that understanding, we are going on to the case of budget set or budget line. Now, in order to understand this, you have to consider some hypothetical situation. Just consider that your income is given as M. So you will be having income as M. You are a consumer and your income is given as M. And here you are given two commodities, the very same example that we were discussing in the previous classes. So we are taking the very same example that we are having two commodities, bananas and mangoes. So we consider one as X and the other as Y. Just consider bananas as X and mangoes as Y. Okay, so these two commodities will be having some prices also. So price of banana can be considered as P1 and price of mangoes would be considered as P2. So there is a consumer, he would be having some income, and there would be two consumers, there would be two commodities, bananas and mangoes, and each of this would have some price at P1 and P2. Now, if the consumer wants to buy X1 quantities of bananas, the person will be spending some money which would be equal to P1 X1. Okay. And by proceeding with the same idea, you can say that if the consumer wants to buy X2 quantities of the second commodity, that is mangoes, then the person has to spend P2 X2. P2 stands for the price of X2, and X2 is actually the P2 stands for the price of X2. I mean the mangoes, and uh, X2 stands for the quantity of the commodity. Okay. In the case of banana, the person is consuming X1, and in the case of mangoes, he is taking X2. So the price of X2 is P2 and the price of X1 is P1. So from this, we can consider that the consumer would be buying that bundle which would be consisting of X1 quantity of banana and X2 quantity of mango. So he will be spending a proportion of money, or he would be making his expenditure which would be equal to P1 X1 plus P2 X2, and P1 stands for that the price of banana, and X1 is the quantity of banana that he is consuming, and P2 stands for the price of mango, X2 stands for the quantity of mango that the consumer is purchasing. Okay, so this person would be choosing a bundle if this person has at least P1 X1 plus P2 X2 amount of money in his pocket. So given the prices of the two commodities as well as the income of the consumer can choose any combination as long as it costs less than or equal to the person's income. So this is very important, less than or equal to income of the person. Or else you can say that the bundle which would be chosen by the consumer would be satisfying this situation. That is P1 X1 plus P2 X2 would be less than or equal to your income, that is M. Now, so this is known as the budget constraint of the consumer. The consumer is limited by his money income. So even though he wishes to spend a lot, even though he wishes to buy more quantities of both the commodities, he cannot do that. Why? Because he is limited by his income. He is prevented by his income situation to do that. So the set of combinations which are available to the consumer is known as budget set. The set of combination or the different bundle of X and Y, or the different bundle of mango and banana which are available to the consumer within the budget constraint is known as the budget set. And the budget set would be the collection of all bundles that the consumer will be able to buy with his income given the prices of the commodities in the market. Okay. Now I am giving you an example so that you will be able to understand it much more clearly. Just consider a situation where a consumer has 20 rupees with him. Okay. And also there are two commodities and both the goods in the market are priced 5 rupees. So there are two goods, both of which are priced 5, and this person is having 20 rupees with him. So what can be the available bundles? That this is what we are going to see. So he can afford 0, 0. If 0, 0, he is not consuming either of these commodities. He is not consuming commodity mango or commodity banana. Nothing he is consuming. In the case of 0, 1, first commodity he is not consuming, second commodity he is taking 1 unit. And 0, 2 means first commodity he is not consuming, second commodity he takes 2 units. And 0, 3 means first commodity he is not consuming, second commodity he takes 3 units. And here 0 means first commodity is not consuming, for the last commodity second commodity he takes 4 units. And 4 into 5 will make it 20. Okay. And here first commodity is consuming, second commodity not consuming. Here first commodity and second commodity is taking 1 unit each. Here first commodity 1 unit and second commodity 2 unit. Here first commodity 1 unit and second commodity 3 units. Here first commodity 2 unit and second commodity not consuming. Here second commodity 2 unit and first commodity 1 unit. Here both the commodities in 2 units. Here first commodity 3 units, second commodity no consumption. Here first commodity 3 units, second commodity 1 unit, and here first commodity 4 units and the second commodity 0 units. So these are the available bundles to the consumers which he can go for with his limited income, given the price of the two commodities. And among these bundles, you can see that certain combination would give you a cost which exactly equals 20. And let's see which are these combinations. So when you purchase 0 units of first commodity and 4 units of the second commodity, you will be incurring exactly 20. Why? Because the cost of the second commodity is 5. So 5 into 4, you will be getting 20. Here also you are getting 20, and 1 into 4 plus 3 into 4. So this will give you 20. Sorry, 1 into 5 plus 3 into 5. Here also it is 5 into 4, 20, because both the commodities are priced 5. So you have 5 into 4, 20. Here 1 into 5, 5, and 3 into 5, 15. 15 plus 5, you will be getting 20. Here 2 into 2. So 2 into 5, you will be getting 10 here, and 2 into 5, you will be getting 10 here again. Here 3 and 1. So here it means 3 into 5, you will be getting 15, and 1 into 5, you will be getting 5. So 15 plus 5, 20. Again here you are consuming the first commodity 4 units and second commodity no consumption, because you are spending your entire income on the first commodity only. So 4 into 5 will be giving you 20. Okay. So all this combination would give you exactly 20. And the consumer cannot afford to buy any other bundles, because all other bundles are more than 20. So let's consider 3 units of mango and 3 units of banana. So 3 into 5 means 15, and 3 into 5 means 15 again. So this will be costing the consumer 30. So he cannot afford that because he doesn't have money up to that. And here you can see that 4 into 5, 20, and 5 into 5, 25. Again, you cannot afford this much. You don't have this much of money. Okay. So let's consider a budget line by looking at the by considering the prices of the two commodities that you have. Okay, so on the horizontal axis or x axis, you are measuring the case of bananas, and here you measure the case of mango. And your budget constraint would be your P1x1 plus P2x2 is equal to A, right? Because you are spending your entire amount on the consumption of these two commodities. In both the goods, if both the commodities that we have in question are perfectly divisible, the consumer's budget set would consist of all the bundles x1, x2, such that x1 and x2 are any numbers greater than or equal to 0. So that we can say this thing, p1x1 plus p2x2 is less than or equal to m. Okay. Either you would be utilizing your full money income to purchase the commodities, or else you will be utilizing less than your income sorry for that, less than your income to purchase the commodity. All the bundles which lie on the positive constraint, which are on or below the line, would be included in the budget set. Okay, so you will be having your budget line like this. So this is your budget line where it is P1x1 plus P2x2 is equal to M. So all the bundles in the positive quadrant, like here, which are on or below the line, like on the line means this line, and below the line means this area. So this shows this triangle shows the uh, different quantities of or the different bundles of both the commodities, which shows different quantities of both the commodities, which lie in the budget set. Okay, so this is like your P1x1 plus P2x2 is equal to M. This is the equation of the line. The Excel line gives you this equation, and the line would be consisting of all the bundles which would be costing you an amount which is exactly M. So this is what is shown by this particular line. Now that is why we call this line as the budget line, and the budget line would be representing the cost or the cost of the bundles which is strictly less than your M, the points which less than or equal to M. So this line actually represents those bundles, the combination of those bundles, the prices of which would be exactly equal to M. That is what this particular line shows. But those points which are below this line on the positive quadrant of the budget line, budget set, would be showing you the bundles which cost strictly less than M. So this would be giving you that. Okay, so you can say that from the equation, you can say that you can consider the quantity of x2 by dividing your p2 by dividing your m by p2 minus p1 by p2 into x1. So that is an equation, and the budget line is actually, as you have seen in the previous slide, it is just a straight line with a horizontal intercept which would be equal to m by p1 and a vertical intercept which would be equal to m by p2. And the horizontal intercept would be representing the bundle that the consumer would be buying if he or she spends his entire income on the bananas, and the vertical intercept will be showing the other hand. Like if he or she spends his entire income on mangoes, the vertical intercept would be that. Like the vertical intercept would show that. Now coming to the slope of the budget line that we have seen, it is given by minus P1 by P2. This is the slope of the budget line. So that is all about today. So I request you to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos. We can continue with our discussion, and you can be a part of my Telegram channel and Telegram group to discuss your doubts. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.